You are the father of Jane and Michael Banks, are you not? I said you are the father of Jane and Michael Banks.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, you brought your references, I presume. May I see them?
Oh, I make it a point never to give references. A very old-fashioned idea to my mind.
Is that so? We'll have to see about that then, won't we?
Now then, the qualifications. Item 1.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
And then along comes Mary. Then along comes Mary.
So far, I've reviewed 3 superhero movies, a Transformers movie, a Halloween movie, a Harry Potter spin-off, and a giant robot cartoon. I've also made an hour-long video about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So it's probably pretty obvious that I'm a fan of action, horror, blockbusters, really just anything that generates excitement by simulating some kind of danger or threat of violence.
Can you imagine that?
But that's not all I'm into. I really love classic children's movies, for instance. Snow White, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, Willy Wonka, and the original Mary Poppins. Anything with a feeling of whimsy, really. So I was about as interested in Mary Poppins Returns as I was for any of the other movies I've reviewed so far. How is it then? The story sees the magical nanny, Mary Poppins, return to take care of the children of the now adult kids she looked after in the original movie. They learn about manners, they sing, they dance, and they solve a conflict that nobody cares about, so I won't even explain it here. Seriously, the original movie had a guy who needed to learn to stop being so awful, but this one, did you ever even wonder what it would be about when you saw the trailer? Of course not, why would you?
We all cared so deeply about the project.
All that matters is how is Emily Blunt going to be as Mary Poppins, are the songs going to be good, and will this sequel, released 54 years after the original, prove that it deserves to exist? Well, I guess I'll start with Emily Blunt. Mary Poppins herself is fine. She's got her act together, she never worries about anything, she has excellent etiquette but uses dry wit to keep from being a pushover.
And I'm never incorrect.
Emily Blunt fits into the role well. Despite the recast, she was convincing as the character.
Do you really think so?
Lin-Manuel Miranda shows up as this movie's version of Bert. He's just exactly like Bert, a fun-loving, humble guy. He's also an amazing singer, of course, upstaging Mary herself.
Oh, really? How incredibly rude.
The adult versions of the kids from the original, their 3 children, Colin Firth, they all do fine. But you don't really care about them, do you? Dick Van Dyke shows up too, for some reason not as Bert though, and gets a song and dance. He's just a joy to watch even now. The music is hit and miss. The score is excellent. Since this is a musical, the filmmakers aren't afraid to make the score louder than most other movies would keep it during scenes that aren't musical numbers, and it's very pleasant to listen to. The songs range from great, like Lovely London Sky, Triple Little Light Fantastic, and The Cover Is Not the Book, to not so great, like Turning Turtle, which of course is the one that got stuck in my head. Ugh. The fantasy sequences also vary. The first one has the children go to a coral reef in the ocean. I was surprised at how unconvincing the effects were in this scene. I think it was intentional to make it feel more fantasy than reality, but it just distracted me since the effects in the rest of the movie are so good. My absolute favorite, however, is the bowl scene. There's 3 entire songs and a chase here, which is all well and good, but there's more to it than that. For one, Mary adopts a Cockney accent and a new hairdo and puts on a show. Heck of a performer, that Emily Blunt. Mostly, though, I was in awe at the animation. 2D animation, either hand-drawn or made to look hand-drawn, integrated with the live-action actors. The last time a Disney theatrical movie had 2D animation was The Princess and the Frog back in 2009, and I really, really missed it. Yeah, their 3D animated movies have gotten better than Pixar since then, generally, but it's great to see them do this again. I hope we get more of that from Disney in the future. I mean, it's no Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but it's a good effort. There's a great moment late in the film where Mary floats on her umbrella and turns the hands of Big Ben, a moment that feels so quintessentially Mary Poppins it almost justifies the movie all by itself. There's not much else to say. It doesn't have much of a reason to exist, but it's competently made and has a few good sequences and songs. A good movie for a family with young kids or for a couple out on a date. Thanks for listening.